All right, hi guys, welcome to the new moon in Scorpio reading. This is an all signs reading, so this is for the general collective. Just take what messages resonate with you and leave the rest here. So this is a new moon in Scorpio. We have been in Scorpio season for a while now. We've been really feeling that intensity. Mercury is also just been coming out of retrograde now, so we're still in the shadow phase. Mars is also going to be going to direct very shortly. So we've got a lot of astrological movements that are helping us to kind of get back our motivation and move forward. I feel like there's been a lot of progress with emotional work, emotional intensity, emotional healing, that kind of thing, as Scorpio is first and foremost a water sign, which is connected to the emotional realm. Scorpio is also connected with transformation and death and rebirth. So there's been a lot of the death card popping up over on my Instagram account, to Kitty and Beyond. Check that out if you guys aren't already following me there, as I post lots of fun stuff. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the reading and we'll see what comes up for this Scorpio new moon. I'm also going to be doing a live reading tomorrow for the 11/11 portal, so November 11th. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you guys want to join for that, I love connecting with you guys on the lives. Since my first one, it was very successful. Thank you for that on Halloween. Okay, so Scorpio new moon. What messages from Spirit would like to come through for the collective? So we have the Seven of Wands and the Chariot in reverse to start us off. Ooh, that was a good jumper. Ace of Swords. Oh, great. The Star, my favorite card in the deck. We have the Two of Cups and the Seven of Cups. They came out kind of sideways, but I'll take them upright. Okay, anything else? Any other messages? Six of Cups. Yeah, lots of emotions here. Ooh, Six of Pentacles. I kind of flipped that out upside down, so it could be either or, but we'll leave it like that for now. Or sorry, Six of Pentacles. I don't know if I said Six of Cups or Pentacles. 10 of Cups. Wow. You guys, this is looking really good. Oh, just, you know what? I spoke too soon. We have the Devil card. You know what? It's all right. It's not always a really bad thing. Sometimes the Devil is just what we're working with. And the Seven of Swords. Okay, so those kind of go together energetically. I can feel that very strongly. And one more for the Scorpio new moon. Ooh, and it fell onto me and then onto the ground. So that's a particularly strong message. We have the Hermit in reverse. And the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Wands. So ultimately, the overall energy that we're connecting with and through this Scorpio new moon is victory, success, achievement, notoriety, accolades. The word accolades just came through. So you may be being kind of noticed for something that you're good at, or for some kind of accomplishment that you've come to. Could be an emotional accomplishment, or within relationships. This could be coming from your ancestors, your guides, your angels, or from the people around you, or in the people in the world at large. Okay, so what I'm seeing thus far is we have the Seven of Wands and the Chariot kind of starting us out here. These were the first two that came out, and these really speak of it feels like a little bit of a barrier. It feels like there's been something that has been kind of holding you back, or you've possibly been holding yourself back in regard to. The Chariot here in reverse is kind of like defensiveness, and the Seven of Wands as well is very much a defensive energy. So it feels like there's something that maybe you've been kind of resistant or reluctant to move forward with. Maybe you've been spending a lot of time over the course of, you know, from the last full moon up to this new moon, just kind of going over some things in your head. You may have been getting some clarity around those things, because we do have the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is great because it's almost like this epiphany, this moment of clarity that you gain after a period of some standstill energy, things just not necessarily moving forward action-wise in the way that you perhaps hoped that they would. That doesn't necessarily mean that there isn't movement under the surface. The Chariot card in the reverse, I can also interpret this as movement forward after a period of holding yourself back or feeling like you need to defend your point of view or your ground. That's coming through very strongly, defending your ground, really creating boundaries as well here. It feels like there's a big insight or clarity that has come after a period of difficulty or challenge. The Star card is my favorite card in the deck because it's that hope and renewal that comes after a period of stress, trauma, anxiety, fear, loss, hardship of any kind. It's that sense of relief. And I've experienced this many times in my own life, on my own journey, and that's why it's my favorite, is because it's that much sweeter after a period of pain to have a relief from that pain. It's not like a baseline. It's like you feel even better than you did before when you were at baseline without pain, because you've known that pain and now you know what it really feels like to feel good again. And it's like that deep, deep appreciation for that feeling of peace and safety, security, lack of pain or lack of restriction. It's very freeing and it guides you forward as well. So I feel like there has been a period of difficulty, challenge, restriction, really looking into the deep areas of your psyche. That's what Scorpio season is all about. And there's been success there. There's definitely been success there. This Ace of Swords is helping with that. The Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck is really kind of confirming that energy for us, that if you've been doing this work, if you've been looking at these things within yourself, then it's fruitful. It's been fruitful for you. It will continue to be fruitful for you. I see there's a couple of Cups cards in sequence here. So we have the Seven of Cups, the Two of Cups, and the Six of Cups. This is very emotional. All of this is within the emotional realm. I feel like there may be a past life relationship or a connection that you've been exploring recently that has left you kind of wondering what to do next. There may be a lot of distractions, maybe from past experiences with relationships that are kind of entering into your psyche when it comes to how you trust this other person or how you give and receive love with this person that you're currently with or that you are thinking about. It feels like, there's a little bit of confusion, but it's not confusion in the negative sense where you don't know what to do. It's more just like contemplation. You're contemplating a lot of different things at this time. The Seven of Cups is lots of different options. So you've got a little bit of perhaps hesitation about which option is going to be best for you. But overall, there's a lot of mutual give and receive of love here. There's a lot of healing when it comes to the inner child as well. These are past memories, these are past life experiences, these are, really connecting with your inner child and how your inner child interacts within your relationships, because a lot of relationships are governed by our inner child and the relationship we had with our parents. Those are our first experiences of relationships, and those are often mirrored in our personal or interpersonal relationships as adults. So this is an interesting one. I feel like this is really concerning give and receive when it comes to the energetic balance that you're finding, because this Six of Pentacles here is very much about that balance of how much you're giving and how much you're allowing yourself to receive in return. And when it comes to love specifically, this is the only Pentacles card in this reading thus far. So this is definitely very much more focused on the emotional realm. Although, you know, it could be how emotionally giving and receiving is affecting your physical state, perhaps your finances or your physical stability, how you feel about your career and your, you know, your goals in general that you can accomplish at that really physical level. Or perhaps just how you're feeling in your body when you are in a state of balance and harmony within a relationship. So paying attention to that can be a good place to start if you're not sure still, because I feel like some of you may be still in this energy of confusion, and then others of you are feeling a bit more clarity that's been coming in. Everybody's at different stages, everybody's at different points in their journey, so just take what resonates with you. This Ten of Cups is beautiful. Ten of Cups is one of my other favorite cards in the deck for obvious reasons. The Ten of Cups is that harmony, joy, love, very balanced partnership or relationship, either with one person or a group of people. Here it's shown as a family. So it can be this really beautiful state of emotional fulfillment, and it's sitting right underneath the Ace of Swords. So this is clarity that comes in at the completion of some kind of emotional cycle, because the 10 of the Ten of Cups is the kind of ending of whatever that is, not in a negative way. It's more like an ending in the sense of a completion or a culmination. And the Ace of Swords is that beginning point again. It's gaining new clarity on something in regard to home, family, love, relationships, feelings of peace and contentment, and how you feel stable emotionally within times of change is what just came through. Clairaudiently, I'm hearing times of change. We don't have a lot of cards here of really, you know, abrupt or unexpected change, but that being said, that doesn't mean that there's not, or there hasn't been change leading up to this point. I feel like there's actually been a lot of change leading up to this point, and that's why the Star card is here, is because it's after this period of change where the Star card comes in and kind of gives you that little bit of respite that you need to be able to keep moving forward and to feel stable. The Devil card with the Seven of Swords. This is interesting. This could be deception from another person, either consciously or unconsciously. This could also be self-deception. I feel like this is, you know, the Seven of Swords can also indicate like a baser sort of impulse, like the impulse to sabotage or the impulse to steal. All of these things really stem from lack, which is that disempowering energy that the Devil card represents. So it's a lack of something, and it's causing actions that are made from that point of lack. So let's get some clarifiers on these two cards. What is this? Oh, wow. So we have the Five of Swords as well. That fits quite well with these two, as it is a very sort of similar energy. It's ego battles, you know, divisiveness, separation, potentially even you feeling like you need to be the one who comes out a winner at all costs, or the other person in this relationship. Just take it, you know, how it resonates. But there's restriction here. There's restriction in this one little pocket, and everything else feels quite fluid and progressive and emotionally, you know, more stable. This one feels a little bit off balance. And these are swords that are coming out in conjunction to the Devil card, and the swords are the mind, the thoughts, the mental processes that kind of lead us into these scenarios or situations where we make choices that aren't necessarily in alignment with who we are at soul level or what we need. I love that this Ace of Swords is here though, because it's helping us to bring some clarity to whatever this pattern is that's kind of been a little bit, yeah, it just feels divisive, the word divisive. So anywhere that you're finding yourself coming up against other people, or perhaps even up against yourself, you know, this can all happen in a very internal state as well, where we constantly put ourselves down, or we battle against ourselves, or we feel bad or judgmental towards ourselves for our actions, our behaviors, especially when they're things that, you know, come from a place of lack, and it's an unfulfilled need that's trying to be met, but perhaps in a dysfunctional way. So we don't want to judge ourselves for that. We kind of just want to observe it, gain the clarity, and be able to move forward instead of getting stuck in that state of resistance. If this is in regard to a relationship, it's interesting because we have the Two of Cups here, which is a very nice, balanced, harmonious energy of love. The Six of Cups is a soulmate card as well. But with this Devil card and these Swords cards, you know, it's very contradictory. It's like the cards are saying, you know, there's this very harmonious soulmate relationship. Maybe it's just working on becoming a little bit more balanced right now. And I feel like there's hope for that. There's progress in that. And even though there's still this little pocket of, you know, stress and anxiety and egoic sort of battles, either within yourself or with this other person, either way, there's still love here. There's still harmony. There's still an opportunity for growth if, and only if, the love is the predominant energy. If this Devil and Swords energy of lack, restriction, domination, control, addiction, you know, egoic battles, deception, anything like that, if that's the predominant energy, then that's not a healthy, harmonious relationship that results in the Ten of Cups. So discernment is required here. The Hermit card here, as the last card, the Hermit is all about going within, very focused on that internal realm and what's going on in there. It can really help to bring some clarity to some of these emotional things that are going on. These could be options. These could also be just different emotions that are all kind of coexisting together. So when we have feelings and emotions, oftentimes it's not one feeling. And even if it is perceived as one feeling, it's actually more than that. And the rest of the feelings that are kind of driving forces for the one predominant feeling are lying underneath, often in the subconscious. So when we take time to look within and focus on what some of these emotional patterns are that are coming up within us, we can better identify which emotions are coming up in regard to what situation or what trigger or catalyst. And we can decipher, okay, what was I actually feeling in that moment and why? And with that information, we can create better boundaries for ourselves, and we can create more successful interactions with others so that there's balance. The Hermit card here also, this is an additional message, could be for, you know, the same overall energy or for a different one, but this Hermit energy in the reverse could also indicate that it's time to get back out there. Maybe there's been too much hermiting. I know certain areas have been, you know, going through lockdowns again and things like that. So it's like forced hermitage, but it's also kind of your mental state and the emotional state and how you're connecting to yourself or others. The Hermit can be the sage, right? It can really help you to gain a lot of clarity when it comes to your past. I feel like that's part of this. It's a big part of this, but there does need to be balance when it comes to you focusing on you and then you and how you interact with other people or with the world around you, especially as that relates to how you move towards your goals. The Six of Cups sitting right on top of the Hermit here, it really speaks to me of past life healing or past life work. Gaining clarity there can give you a lot of information, insight, and awareness around the patterns that are playing out right now. Past life patterns are always still active within the current moment if they're still open in your Akash. So what that means is that if you are still experiencing any karmic patterns in your life in regard to, say, for example, a relationship here, chances are pretty high that there's some basis for that in a past life. Now, not always. Sometimes we can start new karmic patterns because it's always just at the level of choice. So if we choose to do something in this life for the first time, there's no basis for that. It's really just gaining the awareness of why you started doing that in this life, and then how you can change your patterns of behavior to free yourself from that. But more often than not, there are past life bases for these things. You know, they run deep, especially within relationships, especially with karmic partners, if this is what this is. And having a karmic soulmate contract does not necessarily mean that the other person in this contract is bad, or that you've done anything wrong, or that you guys aren't meant to be together. It could be that you resolve the contract and things become a lot more harmonious because you're both then freed from the restrictions that the contract entailed. So for those of you that this is resonating with, if you are kind of feeling that this is what's been coming up for you in the Scorpio season and leading up to this Scorpio new moon, could be beneficial to kind of look at your karmic patterns when it comes to relationships, when it comes to, you know, partners, karmic partners, potentially even soulmate contracts with partners and things like that. If you know how to do that on your own, I definitely, you know, encourage you to do so. If you need help with that, you can always reach out to me for an Akashic record reading or for a Reiki session. Both of those can kind of address this underlying issue from two different kind of perspectives. Okay, so let's grab a Moon Oracle card. Oh, good. So we have a win-win outcome. So whatever happens, it's going to be a win. So that's kind of what this overall energy of the Six of Wands was saying too. It's like whatever happens, you're going to be successful. And it might even be successful in a win for somebody else or the other person in this party as well. So it's going to come up as a win. Okay, let's get another message from the Moonology deck. Oh, we got two more. So we'll look at those. Have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent moon. And luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. Wow, this is really good. This is a really powerful reading. I feel like any of these negative energies, this one little pocket, I feel like this has been really brought into a smaller impact, or it no longer impacts you the way that it used to. It feels like you are gaining a lot of clarity around this one little pocket of sort of dysfunctional thoughts, beliefs, interactions with others. I feel like there's a lot of progress that you've made leading up to this point and that you're continuing to make, because there's a lot of winning energy here. There's a lot of success, even though it doesn't necessarily feel like it, or you might not be seeing it on the surface yet. I feel like you've been having some indications though. You've been having some glimpses of that success. And then maybe it goes back to, oh, but there's still this heaviness here. That's normal. That's okay. That's part of the process. In fact, that shows how far you've come. That really shows that there's a lot of beauty and luck on your side. You know, this is moving in your favor. It's a win-win outcome. So have faith that this is all going to really come to fruition. And I love that the have faith card I put it down right on top of the star card, which is all about having faith. So have faith in your dreams that things can work out for you. They can work out for you, and they can really blossom and bloom in a beautiful way. I'm just looking at all of these beautiful flowers here and the butterflies. There's a massive amount of transformation that you've been going through. And it's really, really going to benefit you in the long run. So let's get some unicorn oracle cards to close out the reading. And you guys let me know how this reading is resonating with you, or how this Scorpio season has been treating you. I know the full moon on October 31st, that blue moon there, was quite intense. And this Scorpio season has been a lot of inner work, a lot of emotional stuff, mental stuff, really focusing on relationships and boundaries. So let's see what the unicorns have to add to this reading. Okay, so we have decide, which is, my eye was immediately drawn to the Seven of Cups. So there's a decision. There's definitely a decision here. It doesn't feel like anything that is really external. It doesn't feel like there's anything that you physically need to choose from. It's not like there's two different options that are, you know, right there in front of you and you have to pick one. It's not like that. This decision feels very emotional. It's like deciding to work with yourself on some level, or to, you know, do something differently, or work with some different tool when it comes to all of the things that we were talking about with relationships and boundaries and communication, home life, giving and receiving of energy, all of that internal work. So this card says it's time to clearly make a decision about what you want. So this isn't, again, like I'm saying, it's not a physical, tangible decision between two concrete items in your life or two options. It's really more of a you deciding from all of the different emotional options that are available to you of what you want. Because there's lots of things available to you, and it's really just about getting clear about what you want. What do you want to create? What do you want to do with your energy, with your life, with your relationships? What do you want to do for you? All right, guys, so that is the reading for the Scorpio new moon. Really hope that you resonated, or that there was at least a few messages here for you that benefited you in some way. That's always my intention. If you guys are looking for some more personal insight into what you're currently experiencing leading up to this new moon, or just anything in regard to what you're going through right now, you know, you can always reach out to me via the email in the description box below this video for a tarot reading or a Reiki session or an Akashic record reading. I really love working with you guys one-on-one like that. That's my passion, that's my calling, that's my purpose, that's my contribution to the collective when I do light work, as well as these readings, which I put on YouTube for free. So thank you so much for your support, for all of you who have reached out, for your donations to the channel. Thank you all for your super chats from the live full moon reading. And thank you so much to all the clients who I have the privilege and the honor to work with at a really, really deep soul level. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys, and we will see you next time. Bye.